Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for January the 2nd. I am going to be pulling one card for overall energy, and after that, we'll pull one card for each sign and see how those energies work together to come up with predictions for each sign during the day. You can get a nice little bit of information off of something like this if you know your sun sign. If you know your rising sign and your houses, though, you can get quite a bit more, so it might be worth it to think about those and see how they apply to your life in that way. Okay, so overall energy we have is the Eight of Wands. This is telling me there's a lot of communication going on. I like to think of this as so much communication that you really have to kind of stay on your toes to keep up with all the plans that are being made and all of that good stuff. So let's see if this focuses in once I get my hands out of the way. Yep, there we go. Now for Aries, what do we have here? Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands coming into the Eight of Wands. Basically, this is telling me, Aries, that you are holding your ground. Somebody may be spitting a lot of communication at you. And so this can be playing out in one of two ways. Aries, you can be communicating in a very reciprocal manner. That's what holding your ground could be. For others of you, you may be saying, that's enough. Like you're overloading. Quit blowing up my phone. So you could actually be setting boundaries so that somebody is not overwhelming you with all of their communication as well. You could even be, say you've got some kind of group, you're in some kind of group messaging thing, and people are just like every 30 seconds adding a new message. Maybe not that fast. I could be exaggerating. But anyway, you decide to actually get out of something like that, pull out of that group so that you're not being overwhelmed with messages. But you're either setting boundaries with messages or else you are keeping up tit for tat. One of the two. It's going to play out differently for different ones of you. All right, now, Taurus. The World card. Okay, so Taurus, this is telling me that whatever communication is going back and forth with you really quickly, this is good for you. This is the ideal. So if you own a business, this can be that you have lots of orders coming in, and this is ideal. If you have somebody in your life that's important to you that hasn't really been talking or opening up to you lately, and all of a sudden they are sharing, even if it's via text message or DMs. You're very happy about this. Whatever this is, this feels like this is good with the World card coming up. Gemini, Gemini. Okay, you guys have the Queen of Pentacles showing up here. Geminis, what's going on here? Geminis, I think that you are having a lot of back and forth communication. Could be text messages, could be emails, with somebody who is very well grounded and very nurturing today. Let's see about Cancers. The Tower card coming up here, Eight of Pentacles. I don't think that this is a really huge shakeup, like changes your world forever type of thing, but I do think that somebody is talking to you so much, or communicating, I guess I should say, so much that it's just too much. It pulls you away from the things that you need to be focused on for the day. And so this is going to be one of those things where you have to find your balance and you have to figure out what are your priorities here. All right. And who was that? That was Cancers. Okay. Next up, we're looking at Leo. All right, Leos, what do you have? What do you have? Seven of Cups, lots of options. Okay, so Leos, with this overall energy, I think you're talking to somebody, you're trying to hash out, you have lots of options in front of you, and you're trying to hash out which option would be the best one for you to go with. By the way, great to get a reading for something like that if it's an important decision. Next, let's look at Virgo. Page of Swords showing up here. Virgos, yes. Lots of communication going back and forth between you, and this has to do with understanding new information or picking up new information. So talking back and forth, maybe even to multiple people, not necessarily just to one, to find out new information that you want to find out. You may be playing a little bit of detective, or you may be learning something new. Da 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 da. That was who? That was Virgo. Next up, we're looking at Libra. Okay, Libras, Six of Pentacles showing up here. So Six of Pentacles is just telling me that you guys have somebody communicating with you around the idea of possibly a job and what you're going to be paid for a job or a gig, or some idea about fair trade if you're going to be trading one thing for another. But there's a lot of communication coming around with making things even, making things fair, making things right with that Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this is not communication about you paying somebody else. It's communication about them paying you for some kind of service that you're offering or something that you're doing for them. All right, so lots of communication around that. That's for Libra. Next up, ba-ba-da-da. This is for Scorpio, King of Pentacles coming up in reverse. So lots of communication going on, and I think that this communication is coming in from somebody who is talking to you about the idea that they don't have as much money as they would like, or they could be feeling kind of broken, like on a physical plane or mental and emotional plane as well, I guess. This could be somebody who maybe they broke their arm or they broke their leg, or they've got something going on that they're having to deal with health-wise. This very much could be what these conversations are going on about, or it can be about the idea that finances are not in the best place for this person. So there could be communication about that as well. That was who? That was Scorpio. Next up, we're looking at Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius, Four of Wands coming up here. You've got a lot of communication going on about home or about family, depending what your particular situation is. For some of you, it could be about both. Could be about a family visit to the home, or your visit to the family home could be as well. Why does this thing seem crooked? Let's see if I can straighten that out. That did not do it. Okay. We only get to the last third, and I'm finally like, oh, this is driving me crazy. I've noticed it. Finally, I've had enough. Okay, so having something to do with home or family, there's a lot of communication. This could be communication about a family member, possibly coming home from a hospital or a rehab center or something like that. Um, there could be just communication about buying a home, purchasing a home, renting a home. Could be communication about upgrading a home. Could be communication about the idea somebody could be making an announcement that there's an addition to the family. Maybe someone's getting married. Maybe somebody's having a baby. But there's definitely a lot of communication either around home or around family with these two cards coming up in combination. Next up, we're looking at Capricorn. Three of Swords showing up in reverse. A lot of communication here that is actually very healing. It's offering some closure. It is helping you to see, Capricorn, that things are not as rough as they seemed to be originally. So this is something that you would have been really emotionally stressing out on or just upset about. With this new communication coming in, you're starting to realize that there's really not any reason to be upset about this after all. Next up, we're looking at Aquarius. So Aquarius, we have a Six of Swords showing up here, along with our overall of the Eight of Wands. Boop-a-dee-doo-doo-doo, boop-a-boop-a. Aquarius, I think that you're having some conversations with some other people, and I think for a lot of you Aquarians, these other people are the ones who are talking about making some kind of change, getting out of a dramatic situation, trying to get into something that would be more peaceful, more less stressful, more relaxing. And so I don't know that this is necessarily you talking about moving away from a dramatic, chaotic situation as much as it's somebody else talking about moving away from one. And they're talking to you about it. Okay. Next up, we're looking at Pisces. Okay, so Pisces judgment card showing up here. I think we saw this guy yesterday too. Not for you though, Pisces. There's a lot of communication going on about the idea of putting your energy and your efforts into something that you used to put your energy and your efforts into, but you haven't for a while. This could be a relationship, it could be a job, a hobby, an activity. So there's lots of communication about the potential for doing that and if it's a good idea and everything that can be communicated about around that with this Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a lot of communication. We're not talking about a message or two or somebody dropping a hint. Okay. So that's what I've got for everybody today. Thank you guys very much for being here and supporting me. Remember to put a thumbs up on this video if it helped you. Pass it around to other people if you think it would help other people. And also put your feedback because I always love to read the feedback. Everyone have a fantastic day. Peace out.